So in my first trial with this specific coconut milk, I had to use 10 grams of gelatin in areas where in another recipe I used about 6 grams. But here you want to use basically anywhere between 8 to 10 grams of gelatin. 10 was the pretty sweet spot, so just keep that in mind. When using a much more thicker coconut milk like the Thailand one that I used. Just give that a nice whisk. And then set aside while we get everything else prepped. Okay. Alright, so here we're going to have half a cup of sugar, 400 milliliters of coconut milk. This is one I'm using, which is actually much different than the one I've used the first time. So see how this works. I'm going to mix it around. It kind of doesn't look obviously appetizing like that right now, but just trust the process. Trust the process. Get whatever best coconut milk you can find. Obviously, again, better ingredients, better quality. I was in a bit of a rush, so that's what I picked up. Like I said, doesn't look appetizing right now, but I mean, it smells great. Took a little taste, tastes great, so can't really complain much. You're gonna have 355 milliliters of heavy cream. Beautiful. Yes. Okay, and then from this point on, here I have ice. This is going to be where I'm going to chill the cream once it's cooked. I haven't done anything with the gelatin yet. Patience, patience. We're basically going to mix the heavy cream, the sugar, half a cup of sugar. Nothing crazy. Don't go crazy, okay? Literally just a pinch of salt. All of this coconut milk. Gonna whisk all that out, so it's not really a big deal. Heavy cream. Sure you get everything. And Panna Cotta, the literal definition is cooked cream. So you can make, honestly, anything you want in a Panna Cotta. Within reason, obviously. Or some people could find no reason, but hey. Gonna whisk this together real quick. Smooth it out. Splash of vanilla for a bit of a more intense flavor. But my coworker makes, you name it, mango, strawberry, vanilla, Nutella. I want to do Nutella, but I'm also trying to lose weight, so. And here, you want to let it come to pretty much almost a simmer. You want to keep mixing it so that it doesn't burn at the bottom, because it will burn. But once that comes to a simmer with the gelatin that you allowed to bloom, you want to heat that up in the microwave like 6-7 seconds. Nothing too crazy, just because it will harden up, and I'll show you right now. It's in the microwave currently, but the gelatin will harden up like this. So basically just heating that up will allow it to become liquid again. And then once that's situated, you're going to add it to this mixture and continue to stir. Make sure you have no lumps or anything like that. You don't want it to be lumped. Alright, so that is coming to a simmer. I'm gonna put my gelatin for probably about 10 seconds just to see how it turns out. I just put it for 30. See if it dissolves a bit. Perfect, literally 10 seconds. So, from that point on, I'm going to add it to the mixture here. Mix that up. And then from this point, I'm gonna be putting this in my ice bath. And if you want, in this aspect, you can kind of swish it around. Cool it down a bit faster. And then here, we're gonna skim the top, get rid of some of those air bubbles while it cools down. You know, obviously if you want to decorate the top or make some sort of, whatchamacallit, I'm gonna make a puree. So if you wanted to make a puree or something and then decorate the top and put a little bit of sauce, whatever else it may be, actually probably not gonna take them out of these ones, so that's gonna be perfect, I think. Just leave yourself a little bit of space so nothing overflows through the top. Ah, and filled up all the ramekins really nicely. Currently it's 11 o'clock. Right on the dot. That's gonna chill in the fridge for about, I'm gonna see how it looks in 2 hours. Typically you wanna let it freeze for about, chill for about 6 hours. I'll show you the wobble and everything else once we're at that point in our lives. Came out pretty solid, look at that jiggle. Make Jason Derulo jealous. So, as you can see, I touched this one earlier. These two, I'm gonna leave in the ramekins here because I feel like they're gonna be best in there. But I really wanna put one of these on a plate. Ooh, that one is still watery, as you can tell. I think it's because these are in a much bigger container, so that probably needs a lot more time. But I think this one is ready. I think this one is ready. So we'll try it out. If it's not, then we wait till tomorrow. And here, as you can see, taking the panna cotta out of the ramekin, it did not solidify as it should have. So we're gonna add more gelatin. That's our cue. Light strawberry puree. Okay, so this is without taking out of the one that I just made, but this is the consistency of the panna cotta. It is a little more liquidy than I would have preferred, so I did use a different coconut milk, and I should have probably used a little more gelatin, but the taste is there. It's not entirely bad, so if you like something liquidy, not as firm, like a pudding almost, then this is it. But in retrospect, it should have been a lot more firm. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make another batch and see how it turns out. I do want to use ramekins, the reusable ones, which I just got, so I'll show you those. So the ramekins that I normally use are these ones. Honestly, I think 10 grams will be perfect, so we'll just have to adjust. But these are the ramekins I like to normally use.